Right now, we want to switch gears and talk about school. I know, school's about to start. Parents are happy,
It's
I'm
here.
sure.
Oh, no, yeah.
Some parents are happy.
Some parents are happy.
Got to get back into the routine.
Yep.
But there are some things we want to talk about now because with technology come more risks. You're able to stream your nephew's game and things of that nature with sports.
Which is cool.
It is very cool. You don't have to be there on the sidelines sweating it out with the parents and the coaches and all the, I don't know, coach dads and moms. Like stage moms and stage dads, right? But so with this streaming opportunity, Juliana O'Rourke from the Better Business Bureau here telling us that there is a potential scam. How does this work, Juliana? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
You look good and summery here.
Thanks
for
just trying
coming
to stay
in.
cool.
I know, right? Aren't we all?
It's toasty out there.
It is very sticky, and so, like I said, with sports streaming opportunities for the kids, this is really very cool, but at the same time pose its risks. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, back to school is here, right? Which is crazy.
Right.
I didn't realize kids go back so early.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
the second week of
Carolina's like
August.
next
Totally.
week.
Yeah, so I didn't realize, so I'm glad I was able to come in and talk to y'all today. But yes, so basically what happens with this scam is, as you mentioned, you might have family that lives in a different state, you have sons or daughters, they play sports, your family members want to watch them, obviously they can't be here in person, so what they'll do is they'll go online, of course, they'll do a little search to see, hey, where can I watch this? Can I see this happening live? And they might stumble upon a link that says it's free, they see it on a social media platform, they're like, oh, this is great, I can watch it for free, let me click on this link, put my information in, be able to stream it. But the problem is, oftentimes, first of all, these links are fake, and they're asking not only for your personal information, but some of them will ask you for payment information because although they say it's free, it's not. And obviously, we know scammers are after two things, your personal information and your financial information. So what ultimately ends up happening, if you, of course, put your information in, now they have it. Hopefully, anybody that's doing this would see this as a red flag when they land on that specific page. But there's lots of things that people can do to not get taken advantage of.
All right, yeah. What are the red flags here?
Yeah, so anything, if there's a platform that says you can stream something for free, there is a chance they may ask you for your information, your name and your email. They want you to register an account. However, if they ask you to pay for anything, that's where you want to be super cautious and don't put in your credit card information, especially if they're touting that it's free. But just like we always talk about with fake websites, shopping online, and looking for different things, you want to check out whatever website you're clicking on, especially if you're just kind of randomly searching online, especially if you see that link on a social media platform. You want to look to see, are there spelling errors? Does this look like an actual legitimate site? What's the URL? Is it weird? Is it an actual company? So those are some of the things you can do when you actually get to the site. Is it secure? HTTPS. Those are all things that you can look at. One of the biggest recommendations we give people is if you know the school that they're going to, go to that school's website. See if they actually would stream directly from their website, or even if they give information on how to stream that particular game, just because obviously it's their school. They want people to watch, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good tip.
So those are some things that you could do to be careful so you don't get taken advantage of, because we know, unfortunately, this happens every day to people.
I mean, why high school and college sports particular? I mean, they seem to be targeting those level of education.
Yeah, I think because they're so popular, and because, people can't go to their niece or nephew's games, or even sometimes parents, they're multitasking, and so maybe they can't attend a specific game, and so they want to be able to stream it online, and so they're going to target people any which way they can. Ultimately, it's, somewhat of a spin on a fake website, a lookalike website, things like that, but scammers will take advantage of you any chance that they get, and if, they can spin something to make it seem it's legitimate and people want to put in information, especially if they put in the credit card information, maybe they're going too quickly, not paying enough attention, scammers win at the end of the day.
Oh man, I mean, and it should be now in our muscle memory when we see a link that's coming across our social medias to really look at the things that you advise, the HTTPS, the URL, hover around, those should be like now ingrained into our everyday.
Yeah, one other tip too is if you do happen to find a link on social media, where did you find it? I know specifically with, an X or Twitter account, look to see, did that person, are they only posting links to, see streaming games? Are they actually posting other things? Does it seem like a legitimate account? So those are additional things that you could take a look at to see whether you feel like this might be legitimate or more of a scam.
All right. while we're on this school thing, besides sports, online photos, and it's yearbook picture taking, or not yearbook picture, but you got your senior photos,
the
and all back to school photos. Very exciting time once again. These are all the things that we look forward to for the young ones and that first day of school. So now trying to capture these yearly milestones, what information here in these photos can also be risky. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so we know that people like to post, their kids going back to school. It's a big milestone when they enter a new grade. So oftentimes we see these pictures where they're holding a sign, they have their name, what school they're going to, what grade they're in, maybe their height, their age, a lot of information that you don't want to get in the wrong hands. And so I know it's very popular. A lot of people like to do it, but we encourage people to not do that, especially with putting out all of that information about your child. Scammers can take that information, they can try to make friends with your child. Now they know where they go to school. And if somebody approaches your child and they know all this stuff about them, they know your parents' name, they say, oh, I'm friends with your parents, I know you're in this grade, I know you go to school here, and I know you're such and such age, and all these things. That is really scary, especially for a child that's young. They would potentially trust this person. And so also we know that 59% of adults use names and birthdays in their passwords. So it actually also puts you at a potential risk, because if you have any of that information in a password, that could potentially give scammers an idea of, oh, okay, maybe I'll use some of this information to try and hack their password.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. All right, so want to keep some of that personal information off. And how is it best to secure some of these social media accounts then for the kids?
Yeah, so we just encourage not to post any of those photos. If you do, make sure there's nothing in the background that would show where they live or where they might be, or specific signs or a bus stop or something like that. If you want to post photos of your kids, it's one thing, but to post it with all of that information is another. And so you just want to be very careful about posting anything like that. Also make sure you're only friends with people on social media that you actually know. Don't accept friend requests from people you don't know. I know I personally don't accept people that I don't know, just because if I don't know you, I don't
right.
really...
Even with privacy settings?
Yeah, so make sure your privacy settings are set, how you want them to be. We always, like I said, encourage people, if you don't know them, stranger danger type of thing. And same with your kids. So just be really cautious about what you're posting about your children online.
All right. It's always good to have these cybersecurity habits again built in. Check out your social media, your privacy settings, your kids.
Yeah, check your passwords. If you use kids' names, birthdays, things like that, you may want to reset them. Also, don't use the same password across multiple platforms. I know it's annoying. I know it's not fun to have to do that. I know it's hard to remember them, but we encourage you to constantly update your passwords and make them as secure as possible.
All right, Juliana O'Rourke, thank you for giving us those good tips. Another week before school starts in South Carolina and York County, and then another few weeks before CMS. So now is the time to really buckle down and get the kids ready. All the work, good preparation, makes for a good first day of school.
That's right.
Juliana O'Rourke, thank you from the BBB. Thanks for coming in here into the Live Impact studio.